So you're probably wondering which camera bag you need. Well, this video will help you figure it out. Today we're gonna go with the different sizes of camera bags that I own to see if it'll help you out to know which camera bag you should get next. A lot of people kind of don't know what size of camera bag they would need depending on how much gear they have. So I wanted to kind of run down the different sizes of bags that I currently have and what you can fit in them to see if it'll be helpful for you for your next camera bag. First up is a sling bag of a 3-liter size. This is the Peak Design Everyday Sling 3-liter bag, which is a very good size of bag if you're wanting something small and compact to be able to carry a small setup. I've done a video before of how I use it for a compact setup where I can bring my A7 IV with my either 20-40 by Tamron, and also you can use a 20-70 by Sony type of size of lens. So if you can see right there how big the lens is with the camera combo, you just go in and kind of just put it in here and be good to go so that you can see a little bit of how it will fit in there. You can obviously fit a bit more things inside of it still, like if you want to put a little bit of extra batteries and accessories, but it's going to be a very limiting bag if you want to carry too big of a lens. This lens is one of the more compact size full frame lenses for the zoom range of stuff, because a 24-70 would be a little bit bigger, as well as my 35-150 by Tamron. Definitely not something that would fit, but at least you kind of get an idea of what you can fit in there. So if you want to bring like a little Insta360 Go or a GoPro to capture behind the scenes style, I think you'll be perfectly fine. I've tested out before in a video previously where I took this bag and put some stuff in it, so I think you'll be perfectly fine if you want a more compact setup to take for your everyday content creation. The next size that we have is a 6-liter sling bag. This is my Wonder bag that is a 6-liter sling bag that I actually used quite a bit when I took it with me to Europe. The reason why I love this bag is because I shoot full frame and it fits what I need, like this setup. Now, if you shoot with APS-C, probably the 3-liter bag might be nice because of the small form factor of the cameras to the bag size. But there are some APS-C sensor types of camera setups that look like they would be a full frame style. So having something of a bigger bag like this could help you out to fit more gear in your camera bag. This Wonder bag is a 6-liter, like I said, and it fits perfectly my 35-150 with my A7 IV or A7S III. This setup is very nice because you're able to fit quite a bit of things whenever you're out and about and you want to have a little bit more access to more gear. For me personally, you can fit a lot of batteries if you need to, have your documents as much or whatever you want to put back here, maybe some filters, and as well, if you really want to, you can take it apart and put the lenses individually in there and the camera body separate, so you can fit a little bit more things. I actually managed to fit my 35-150 and my 20-40 with one body in there, so if you wanted to have a bit of different lenses, could be a good option for you. But of course, it's going to be a little bit bigger, so it might be a little bit heavier when slinging it around your body, but to be honest, it's still very comfortable when you don't want to have to bring a full camera bag. The next size is the 18-liter camera bag. This is the Nomatic and Peter McKinnon 18-liter camera bag. This camera bag has been really great in size because you're able to fit a lot more gear within it, but without having to overdo it with having a bigger bag. It doesn't really draw too much attention to you since it's a very small, unique kind of type of camera bag, but it holds a lot of luggage in it if you want to bring a lot of gear. Because for me, whenever I took it with me to Europe, it really served its purpose, having all my full frame gear, glass that I would need to bring, as well as cameras or accessories, whether it was to be able to capture some behind the scenes, microphones, and as well as some film cameras. So with that being said, this type of camera bag is very ideal if you're wanting to have a smaller camera bag but still fit as much gear possible where it's not overbearing and it's going to be too heavy. It's probably one of my most favorite types of sizes when it comes down to an everyday camera bag setup if I'm needing to bring gear. If I want to keep it more condensed and small because I shoot full frame mainly, I'll bring my sling bag that's a 6-liter for that purpose. Some people might go with a 9-liter sling bag, but it starts getting to the point where it just doesn't make sense to me to go with that big of a sling bag. Might as well just get a more comfortable setup to have 2 shoulder strap style with a camera bag of this size where it evens out the load whenever I'm carrying things around. This is the 25-liter camera bag. This is the next size over with a 25-liter camera bag. It looks very chunky and bigger, so it's going to be a little bit more obvious that it's a bigger bag, that you might have some stuff in it. But with that being said, you are able to fit a lot more gear. So if you know that you're the type of person that has to bring multiple lenses, especially with the full frame setups, having a 25-liter camera bag is going to be that ideal. This one is the OneMo 2 Backpack 25-liter by Piotech, which I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but don't judge me. This is a 25-liter camera bag that has a lot of space. As you can see, it has a lot of things to fit. It has even this type of kind of little sling bag that you can actually take out if you want to have a smaller setup, but then you have a lot of space to fit a lot of your camera gear. So if you have drones, if you have multiple lenses, full frame setups, and you want to bring a lot of extra stuff that you might need for accessories, this type of camera bag would be ideal. Here is a 35-liter camera bag. And if you're the type of person that really needs to bring a lot of gear because maybe you're traveling and you want to have everything together with you to be able to always have it whenever you need it, this is the camera bag to get. The 35-liter by Nomatic, which is the Peter McKinnon edition, is a very great camera bag for travel, especially if you're wanting to bring a lot of gear that you might need for your projects. I've actually used this one quite a bit when it comes down to travel because of that purpose, because I know I'm gonna need a lot of gear for certain projects. So if I know that I'm gonna need a lot of it, this size is perfect. 35 liters sounds like a lot, and to be honest, it is a lot, but it also helps out to not very much pack everything too much to the brim if you don't need to, but at least the payload whenever you're carrying it doesn't feel as bad. And that's something that I really have enjoyed, because if you see the size of this one for how it looks on the width part, not so much the height, you notice that it looks a lot skinnier than the other bag that I had for the 25-liter. I'll actually show you right here next to each other so you can see the difference of that. But you start seeing the difference of the width to the height, and that's up to you to decide if you want to have a little bit more of a wider bag looking or taller, because it all really depends on you. Maybe you're a tall person, so you're fine with the height. Maybe you're not as tall, so you maybe want the width. It really just depends on your likings, but that way this is the comparison that I would do for knowing what would be best for me. Having the 35-liter bag of Peter McKinnon and Nomatic has been very beneficial whenever I've done trips like to New York City and things like that I need to bring all my gear that I want to create, because there's so many things that could happen that I want to make sure I have everything that I would need to not miss the beat into my content creation for YouTube, photos, and videos. But yes, you can fit quite a bit of gear in this one, so if you're having a lot of gear, 35 liters is never the wrong answer, because you can always not fill it up, it'd still be fine. And the size of this bag might seem big to some people, but to be honest, most of the time it looks like a generic backpack that some other people might be using, so you would probably be fine. As well, you can fit obviously your laptops and every accessory that you want to, have really great pockets and secrecy. So if you want something bigger with good, specs of everything, this is the camera bag to go with. But those are all the camera sizes and comparisons of what you could get out of each size of bag. For me personally, I like to keep it a little bit more in the in-between. I do love using my sling bag, whether it's a 6-liter, because if I'm gonna be bringing my full frame setup, it's really helpful to be able to bring that, to be able to condense down and not have a backpack with me. But I know that if I'm keeping something more local or light trip, the 18-liter is something that is very beneficial. So it's gonna be ultimately up to you to decide what your camera needs will be for a camera bag, to know how much you're gonna fit in it, to see what size would make sense. I don't think you can go wrong with whatever size you want, but it's always good to have some options, especially with the comparisons, to see them in person in a sense of style. So go to your camera shop if you'd like to, or maybe this video helped you out. And if you'd like to pick up anything that I've shown you today, I'll have my affiliate links below that help out the channel to keep, creating these videos at no extra cost to you. But anyways, for me personally, I like to keep it with the 18-liter and the 6-liter currently. Whenever I'm doing longer travels, the 35-liter has been very beneficial. I haven't really tested out yet the 25-liter for a travel, but I'm gonna be seeing how it'll perform whenever I decide to do maybe a little bit of a smaller trip, to see how it handles, especially since it's a little bit of that in between the 18 and 35, that could be a good midpoint for me as well. But for now, I think the 18-liter has been really nice for an everyday type of camera bag, and the 6-liter sling bag is very nice for more of a smaller, compact, everyday setup too. But ultimately, I would love to know, what current size of bag do you currently have, or are you looking into? I would love to know if you're currently looking to get a bigger bag, or maybe condense down, or what you have already is perfect. Let me know in the comments down below to see what you guys have. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.